right, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about rate of return, why that's important to you, and how to figure out how many years it will take your money to double using the rule of 72. So first of all, we're going to look at this chart that talks about different rates of return. So bank accounts. Most people have to have a bank account. If you're using that to save for your financial future, you are in a world of hurt. They are going to give you 0.04% interest. That's really, really horrible. The next option is a high yield. Any sort of high yield fund, they're going to offer you about half of 1% interest. It's a yield as in merging traffic. Do not go with that way. That is not where you want to save either. Inflation is about 4%. Bonds are right around that same place. So if you are not earning at least 4%, you are losing money for future buying purposes. 6, 7, 8%, you're looking at where you really need to start earning. That's below the stock market average. It's above bonds. It's kind of a blended area. Need to at least be in that area. And then stock market average, 9, 10%. Over the history of the stock market, it's averaged 10%. You really want to be at least here, but you really should strive for that 12 to 15 or higher percent return. That is where your money really starts to double. Okay, let's talk about the rule of 72. Rule of 72 gives you an estimate of how long it takes your money to double. Take 72, divide it by your rate of return, and it tells you approximately how many years it takes to double. If the number ends in a decimal, round up to the next year, and that will give you a closer estimate of what it really takes to double. You see here, they're all listed there except the savings account that you probably have at the bank. That 0.04% interest. How long do you think that takes to double? That takes 1,733 years for your money to double. I plan to live forever. Not everybody does. Not everybody wants to. I don't think everyone's going to see that 1,733 years before their money doubles. Let's use a real-world example of investing $1,000 over a 5 to 25 year period and show different rates of return and the amount of time it takes to double. So as you can see, the 1 and 2%, it never gets to that point of doubling. 3% in 25 years, it actually doubles. It's the first time it doubles. So what does 4 and 5% look like? 4 and 5%. 4% actually doubles at the 20-year mark. 5% doubles at the 15-year mark, triples at the 25-year mark. We're starting to see the difference that rate of return makes over a period of time. All right, now you're really going to start seeing some growth. 6 and 7% interest ends up doubling your money at 15 years with 4 times your money at 6% and 5 times your money at 7% at the 25-year mark. 8% interest or rate of return ends up doubling in 10 years and ends up being 6 times your money at the 25-year mark. 9 and 10%, again, stock market averages 10%. 9 and 10%, you get double by 10 years on both of those. And at 9%, you are getting 8 times your money at 25-year mark. At 10%, you are getting 10 times your money at the 25-year mark. Now let's talk about some real interest. 12% ends up tripling in 10 years. 5 times at 15 years, and at 25 years, 17 times your starting money. 15% ends up doubling at 5 years, 4 times at 10 years, 8 times at 15 years, 16 times your money at 20 years, ends up being over 32 times your investment at the 25-year mark. You see why rate of return is so important. The huge difference between 1% return and 15% return, the difference, what's the same? The same $1,000 to start, the same 25 years. Rate of return is the only difference. If you could choose rate of return or years invested, rate of return is better. You can see that. If you had 25 years and you got 1% or no percent, it didn't matter about your timeline. So it's kind of like Batman and Robin. You need them both. The longer the better. But if you had to pick one, rate of return is your Batman, years invested is Robin. So you want them both to show up to a situation. Okay, well, let's look longer term now. Maybe you're 18, 20, 22, 25, and you have years to let this money grow. Maybe you have a child. Maybe you have a child that you want to set up for their financial future. And you're thinking, maybe I can do a little something to help them out and set them up for years and years down the road. This is kind of the chart that will show you how rate of return and even longer years of service make a huge difference in somebody's financial future. Invest early, invest often, always be putting money where it works for you. One last scenario. Maybe while watching this video, you realized I have money saved in the bank, and that is a terrible option. So I want to do something with that money. I have my emergency fund set up in case the transmission goes out, the washer dryer goes out, the heater, air conditioner, whatever that might be that you need an emergency fund for. Heart attack. Maybe you have that. I had that. So whatever you need that emergency fund for, make sure you have that established. But once you do that, if you have extra savings and you need to do something with that, here's another scenario starting with $10,000 instead of $1,000, and how much that can grow and how much it can make a difference versus just leaving it in a bank. I hope I inspired someone today, and I hope you do something with your money to help your money grow and set up your financial future. Thank you.